Hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back. Hope you guys had a great weekend so far. There was a story that kind of broke later in this weekend that I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's around Slave One, or Boba Fett's Starship. And if you guys haven't seen this controversy, it really took off today on Sunday. It was even trending on Twitter briefly. And basically, it looks like in some of the recent merchandise that has included Slave One, they're not calling it Slave One, they're calling it Boba Fett's Starship. Now, I'm not sure if this is a big deal or not, because I have some comments as far as Lego is concerned, because that's really the first piece of product that we've seen. And also the name in general. So without further ado, let's switch on over. So we're going to start here on the Lego page. And there were a number of Mandalorian sets released this week. And one of those that everyone was really excited about was the Boba Fett Starship. You can see here over in the title section, as well as the box art right here, Boba Fett Starship, which includes the re-armored Boba Fett and the Mandalorian with the Beskar spear, which is really cool. I really like this set. I think I might buy it and get Boba here in the cockpit. So really fun set. But it doesn't say Slave One, it says Boba Fett Starship. Now, this caused quite the uproar, and we'll get into some of those articles later, but I want to say something right off the bat. The Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. That's what this set is called. I've pre-ordered this one. It comes out August 1st. Over here it says the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. Is that the name of their shuttle, guys? No. It is, if my memory serves, the Havoc Marauder. Here we go. This is our Bad Batch ship. So I have an example here where Lego literally is calling it the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle instead of its actual name. So my first thought here is this might not be what folks think it is. Now, where the story really kind of took off, so the Boba Fett fan club on Twitter, I do follow. I'm a big Boba Fett fan, as you guys know. They do some really fun content. They wrote an article where they are tracking various pieces of merchandise that have had this Boba Fett Starship on the title. So here again is the Lego set, but here as well you will see this. I think this is a top card, like a trading card, and it says Boba Fett's Starship down here at the bottom, not Slave One. That's interesting. Now you'll see here at GameStop, it has Boba Fett Starship circled down here, trademarked, but Slave One up here with Boba Fett Starship again written underneath. So this one has both of those titles on it, because, you know, I'm not sure everyone does know Slave One, maybe besides Star Wars fans, because it hasn't, as they talk about in this article, which they did a great job, has never been said in a film. It's only been said in 2 episodes of the Clone Wars. Slave One has only been called that 2 times, and it's been in the Clone Wars. So I'm not sure how many fans are familiar with the title. And so the one comment that seems to indicate that Disney wanted to change the name comes from Lego Star Wars design director Jens Kronwald Fredrickson. And he quoted saying the following. So we're going to read this right from him. It says, "Everyone is, in quotes, dropping Slave One. It's probably not something which has been announced publicly, but it's just something that Disney doesn't want to use anymore." So this is fans up in arms, right? This is people saying, "Oh, Disney's going through and changing items. They're being too woke, etc." I think this article does a great job of posturing what some of those reasons will be, and I have to give them credit because I think this is a great point. It said marketing purposes. It said one possible explanation for all of this could be marketing. With such a huge influx of fans thanks to The Mandalorian and the teaser for the Book of Boba Fett, it is easier to sell toys to people of all ages if Slave is in the name, including into search engines. And that would make sense to me. You know, people are going to look up, what is Boba Fett ship? Boba Fett Starship. Probably not Slave One. They would have maybe no way of knowing that besides, again, you know, digging into the online space. And a lot of young kids aren't going to be doing that. And they talk about, could it be story purposes? Could he maybe have changed his name as story purposes? That's possible as well. And continuing in the Twitter space, the best of Boba Fett calls out right here. So after all these years, they don't want Slave One to be called that anymore. It wasn't even used in a bad way. In regards to the ship, the term slave refers to it being able to control it remotely without being in the cockpit. I learned that through Legends. And another fan says, I can understand why they would, in regards to why they would want to change it. But if people knew the lore, they would understand why it was named that. Jango had been enslaved after his clan was massacred at the Battle of Galderan, and he named the ship after he escaped slavery. So some great, give them some love, give them some likes and some support here on Twitter. They've done a good job of covering this article and this topic, I think. But what could this mean? Is this a big deal, right? Well, is it a big deal? First of all, I would say it's not really going to impact most fans. I don't think many fans even know it's called Slave One. But is this Disney going too far? Maybe it is. I would, again, want to understand their logic. I think Disney does have the opportunity, like, okay, well, it's not like everyone just knows Slave One. Again, us Star Wars fans, us really big fans. If I were to ask my parents, they'd have no idea. My sister, some of my friends, they'd have no idea Slave One was the name of the ship. They would just have no clue. They wouldn't really care. So Disney has an opportunity to maybe rebrand, because sure, slave definitely does not have a good connotation, especially in the US, but all over the world. Slavery exists in some parts of the world today. It's not something that we should take lightly. And so even though the name has not, different background, right? It's not referring to any slavery from our world. They maybe don't want that associated with the Disney brand any longer. And while that might be too sensitive, I think we can all understand, Disney definitely likes to stay on the safe side. I think the ship overall still has an amazing design. I love Slave One or Boba Fett's Starship. I'll probably be buying that Lego set and putting it right back there on the table. To me, I'm not sure if this is a big deal. I really want to hear what you guys think. When I saw this story, it seemed to be kind of, okay, maybe they want to rebrand it, but they aren't even using the Bad Batch's name. That's a show right now. They haven't called it the Havoc Marauder, right? But they could, and they could sell the Havoc Marauder, but instead they're calling it the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. So maybe this is just an easy branding thing. They're like, hey, people don't know what Slave One is. We'll just call it Boba Fett Starship, and they'll be able to find it. And plus, we don't really like Slave. It was kind of negative, so let's just rebrand. I don't know, guys. What do you think down below? I consider myself to be a really large Boba Fett fan, and why the name change would be, I guess, kind of weird. It wouldn't really change my love for the ship or the character, per se. But I want to hear what you guys think. So let me know down below. Make sure you give all the folks who kind of followed the story some love. And again, I really want to hear what you guys think. So thank you guys for stopping by. We'll have some more stories later this week. Until then, guys, Rising Storm and the High Republic comes out this week. Big, exciting time. Hope you stick around to check that review out. So we'll see you then.